And let's go over to something that still probably haunts the city of Detroit. The Barry Sanders documentary is on Amazon, which is tremendous. Go watch it. We're going to do a review of it here. And I thought it was really cool. None of us were able to see him, or he retired when we were about at the age about 3 or 4, so none of us probably really remember watching Barry Sanders play. Seeing the highlights, I'm pretty sure he also got RG3's knees, because the cuts that dude made, the shiftiness he had is unlike anything you will ever see.
Yeah, there's no one ever like him, and I don't think there ever will be, honestly. In terms of just like his running style.
Didn't Dan Patrick say that too? He goes, "There's only one Barry Sanders, and we'll never see another one like him ever again."
Yeah.
And also, just like you said, Dylan, how that dude doesn't have 2 titanium knees? Maybe he does, but if he doesn't, I don't know how that's possible. With
Yeah.
the cutting on a dime, the squatting getting low, having grown men being on top of you and able to get up and run 20 miles an hour to the end zone and just break all these tackles. It's truly remarkable. And could you guys imagine him in the NFL today with the spacing they have and the shiftiness?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, and I think another untapped thing, or untapped talent to him too, just because of the way the game was played back then. Could you imagine him catching the ball out of the backfield?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It would be unbelievable.
there would be so many defensive backs broken ankles because of him. There'd be so many jock straps still on the field. It would be like him playing Mario Kart, where like there'd be banana peels all over and he'd be slipping because he's left so many people in their jock straps. But I mean, the guy, like, his humility he had, how he hated attention, how he gets nominated for the Heisman, pissed that he has to be there. He didn't want to win it. In high school, he could have had opportunities to have the city rushing title. No, we're up by a lot. I don't really care. Somebody else can have it. Had an opportunity to win the rushing title. They were up by a lot. Took himself out of the game. And in a sense, I almost think that's partially why he retired, is because I don't think he wanted the rushing record.
He surely didn't care.
He didn't want the media circus to follow him around that whole year.
Yep.
I think you're onto something, Dylan. And even I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was gonna say, God, his dad was just a character himself. Yeah. Like when Oklahoma State's head coach was in his room on his signing day visit, and his dad being the big OU fan that he was, he came out, doesn't shake Oklahoma State's coach's hand, and said, "Hey, I think my son's making a big mistake," and walks right out.
Good for him. Good for him.
Oh gosh, I was like, "Yep, Bedlam is live and well there in the 1980s."
But honestly, he might be the most unselfish like athlete I think I've probably ever heard of in a long time. Like high school, even same thing. Like literally, just didn't care. Could have went and set the state record in Kansas. Just didn't care. No, I'm okay, coach. Let the younger guys play. Like right now, like there's nobody like that. You will never find another athlete that's just that timid. It was pretty crazy to see.
Well, and I mean, people compare him to Emmitt Smith, and there's people that'll rank him above Emmitt Smith just because Emmitt Smith had the Super Bowl rings, and you guys claim I'm just this biased Cowboys fan, but I'm putting Barry Sanders above Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher, but if Barry wanted it, he could have had it. And Emmitt even talks about it in the documentary. That's a guy that could have ran for 20,000 yards in the NFL if he probably chose to play another 4 years. He has such a sizable gap where it's not even close to who has the rushing title.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, after 10 years in the league, he had over 1,450 yards, or 14,500 yards. That averaging 1,400 yards a year in the NFL on the ground is unthinkable.
Yeah.
And that was just another year for Barry. Like, oh my God, that just doesn't make any sense. And how they said he was the guy where you came up with the phrase, act like you've been there before. It's a perfect example. He gets in the end zone, and it's almost like, oh God, the actor's name who was also in Dumb and Dumber, um,
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels, when he goes, yeah, his play was when they said action, and when he got to the end zone, cut. It was like, all right, hey,
Yeah.
sweet, I scored. Here's the ball, ref. I'm gonna go to the sideline. I'm tired. I need some oxygen. Like it's just like Ethan said, one of a kind. If someone did that in today's game, we'd think, what's wrong with him? Is he not having fun? Like, does this guy not want to play football anymore? Like, what's up his ass?
So these are his rushing stats. His rookie year, he played in 15 games, 1,400 yards.
And he didn't
14
play in the
touchdowns.
first 50 minutes in his first game.
First 30 minutes, first half.
First half, that's right.
Yeah. Second year, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Played in all 16. 91. Played in 15 games, 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns. That was his career high. 92, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. 93, 1,100. He only had 3 touchdowns that year. And in 93, the 1,100, he only played in 11 games. So he was still averaging 100 yards a game.
Jeez.
94, 1,800 yards, 7 touchdowns. 95, 1,500 yards on the dot, 11 touchdowns. 96, 1,500 yards again, 11 touchdowns. 97, that was the year he broke 2,000, 11 touchdowns. And then in 98, almost 1,500 yards is another, and only 4 touchdowns. So he finished with 15,269 career rush yards.
Jesus.
But and just to see like them talk about from what Detroit was when he got there, how he's like, yeah, you never really heard a lot of great things about Detroit. And then
they're talking about the murder rate.
yeah, yeah. The only time it was on the national news was because somebody was murdered there, and and people talking about how what he meant to that city, and then when he retired, how it was like a divorce. And my favorite was how it opened was, yes, O.J. Simpson's my new favorite running back because he only stabbed 2 people.
He only backstabbed 2 people.
I heard that was great.
But I did text you guys for give you guys an assignment here to text your guys' dads about what they remember about Barry Sanders. So what did Daryl and Craig say about Barry?
My dad said he would cut, change directions, and accelerate the top speed immediately. Nightmare for opposing defenses.
Yeah, and Daryl, my dad, he goes, he was the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Like he's never seen a player in the league who represented or was that team and as an individual more than Barry. You know, it's an individual team game, but you take him off those Lions teams and they're probably 4-12 every year, and they were probably 2-14, and they were still bad with him. So he was the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. So I texted, and this is kind of funny because I text my dad what he remembers about him. He was damn near as good as me. I was just a little quicker and faster though, which is fitting because that's exactly what Barry's dad would say about him.
Said. Yep.
Pretty impressive, Gary.
But yeah, that's if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's on Amazon. It's tremendous. I've watched it twice. You get some great cameos. You got Jeff Daniels. You've got Eminem makes an appearance. Jim Brandstater. What's that?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yep.
Dylan's girl, Jamel Hill. Is that her name?
Jalen Rose. Yeah, my girl Jamil Hill. Oh yeah, big Jamil Hill fan. Oh, I'm getting sweaty just thinking about her. But
Someone get this guy
What's
a
the-
pillow.